So I need both hands to manipulate this presentation. Let me know if you cannot hear me back there and I'll speak louder, but I can't do this the whole time. That just won't work.
You're loud enough, Jerry.
Yeah, I've heard that many times.
You're lewd enough, Jerry.
Lewd enough. It was the second weekend of June in 1987 or 88. Mystic Seaport Museum was holding its annual Sea Music Festival with Stanley J. Hugill as a featured performer. A relatively new offering on the schedule was a pub sing in a bar in downtown Mystic. I remember that the room was very crowded. Festival artists took turns leading songs, and then towards the end, Stan stepped up and held forth. We shanty devotees hung on every word, note, and hitch when Stan sang, but that night we got something special. Perhaps it was the tot, or tots, of rum, or maybe it was the less academic atmosphere of the pub compared to the seaport venues. Whatever it was, Stan came out with a couple of shanties using what he called the authentic verses and choruses. For me, it was an epiphany. In my innocence, I'd never realized that sailors didn't sing exactly what was on the records I listened to. That night, Stan took the scales from my eyes, and I began a decades-long quest to uncover as many authentic shanties as I could. As I began my investigations, I quickly learned that Stan had stated unequivocally that he had written down the authentic words to several dozen shanties. In fact, in the introduction to the first edition of his Shanties from the Seven Seas, published in 1961, he wrote, "Some of the songs have had to be altered owing to the demands of the censor, so a little of the real meaning of the sea slang and double entendre has been lost, sometimes on purpose. In the translations also, to help the meter and rhyming, alternatives have been necessary. But in the main, the story told in the shanty is that of the original. Students wishing to know how many of the camouflaged verses went will be able to find them in a book now in preparation to be called The Ballad, edited by G. Legman." I never got the chance to ask Stan about his manuscript, and as the years passed following his death, the legend grew about the missing trove of bawdy lyrics. Stan's widow and sons professed no knowledge of its whereabouts. Every scholar who tried to find the manuscript hit a dead end. Those few aficionados interested in this niche of sea music had to content themselves with guesses about the camouflaging Stan did in his book. The only shanties I remembered from that fateful pub sing were a dirty version of Sacramento with a chorus that referred not to the gold found on that river's banks, but instead to the hygienic qualities of the grass growing there, and also the real words to a rovin'. When I was assembling uncensored sailor songs from the album by Salty Dick back in 2004, I used Stan's clues about the lyrics he had camouflaged to try and deduce what the authentic ones might have been. He prided himself on, quote, coming closer to the mark, unquote, in camouflaging lyrics than other collectors. So it wasn't too difficult to come up with possibilities for the original words of some songs. But the tantalizing dream that someday his lost manuscript would come to light never died. In January of 2023, at the annual Shanty Blast fundraiser for the Sea Music Festival, a PhD candidate from England named Molly Carlisle announced to the assembled crowd that she was working on her dissertation, the subject of which was Stanley J. Hugill and his legacy, and she would very much like to talk to anyone who knew Stan or sang with him. I volunteered, and Molly and I met over Zoom a few weeks later. The conversation eventually came around to Stan's unexpurgated shanties. I told Molly about the faint dream I had that Stan's lost manuscript would be found someday. And then Molly informed me that Jessica Floyd, a professor at Community College of Baltimore County, was even then writing a book that analyzed the shanties in Stan's manuscript. As it turned out, Dr. Floyd presented a paper in 2023 at this very symposium, taking a sociological look at how the Bawdy Chanty lyrics illuminated gender identity and sexuality in the seafaring world of Hugill's day. At the time that Molly surprised and delighted me with their news of the recovered manuscript, which was in January of that year, she cautioned me that Dr. Floyd was carefully guarding her discovery so that no one would scoop her. Jess Floyd had found that the manuscript was in a larger archive of material held by the Kinsey Institute at the University of Indiana. She too had heard the rumors of Stan's lost collection, and like everyone else, she was told that, quote, the texts were likely gone, lost to time, or hidden somewhere, unquote. She began her research in 2013. Through the online chat room in the Mudcat Cafe, she came into contact with scholars such as Jonathan Leiter, Gib Schreffler, and Bob Walzer. They all referred to the manuscript as the Holy Grail of Shanty research, and each of them gave her clues that furthered her search. Dr. Floyd writes in her book, Cabin Boys, Milkmaids, and Rough Seas, quote, the more that I heard about this missing manuscript and the secrets it contained, the more driven I was to attempt to locate it. It was, and still is, a literary researcher's dream. The name Gershon Legman kept coming up, Dr. Floyd says. Legman, an American scholar who specialized in erotic material, was in the 1950s preparing a book for publication. Remember the mention I just made about Hugill's note in the first edition of Shanties from the Seven Seas? Well, that book was never published. But some of the clues that Jess was following pointed to Legman as the recipient of Hugill's collection. Ultimately, Dr. Robert Walzer gave Jess the contact information for Legman's widow, Judith. In late 2014, Jess Floyd began an email correspondence with Judith Legman. In her very first response to Jess's inquiry, Ms. Legman wrote, quote, your request is very timely. I have just sent off to the libraries of the Kinsey Institute most of the manuscript that my husband had prepared when he was hoping to have a large compendium of uncensored folk songs published. But I haven't yet mailed him the carbon copy, and if it would help you, I can make a photocopy of the chapter on sea shanties and send it to you by postal mail. When Jess opened the package from Ms. Legman, she writes, quote, I began to feel my fingers go a bit numb with the excitement spurred by what I was seeing. On several pages, interspersed between examples of other sea songs and shanties, were entries that contained the name Stan Hugill and the title Sailing Ship Shanties. The title was too close to Hugill's Shanties from the Seven Seas for me to refrain from making the obvious connection that I held in my hands the unmasked version of Hugill's Shanties. Among the pages Dr. Floyd received is one that looks like a title page. It reads, Sailing Ship Shanties, as sung at the latter end of the 19th century and at the beginning of the 20th century, collected by Long John Silver, quote, parenthesis, Stanley J. Hugill, Aberdovi, Merioneth, 1956. The Holy Grail, indeed. Soon after interviewing me, Molly shared with me scans of a tranche of letters between Stan Hugill and Gershon Legman, ranging from late 1955 to 1966. The letters were illuminating and tantalizing, but the lyrics of Stan's shanties were not included. It wasn't until the fall of 2023 that dear Dr. Carlisle sent me scans of the Sea Songs chapter from Legman's manuscript. Although these were not the original pages that Stan had sent to him, Legman had transcribed and labeled each one that came from Hugill's lost Sailing Ship Shanties manuscript. They total 42 songs from Stan. There is also a bunch of others that Legman acquired from a variety of sources. I blacked that. Should I put it back on?
No, we were just trying to figure out.
Oh, no, I did it on purpose. Make sure it worked. Yeah. So. Soon after interviewing me, oh no, I read that already. I want to thank Dr. Carlisle publicly for sharing these files with me. She is a true lover of salty sea songs and a fearless collaborator. So, thank you, Molly. This bonanza of material was beyond anything I had imagined. Stan wrote in his introduction to Chanties from the Seven Seas that old-time sailors, quote, called a spade, unquote, which was abundantly clear as I went through the pages. Miss Joanna Colcord herself, that invaluable shanty collector, stated that authentic shanty lyrics represented, quote, jovial, forthright, almost wholesome obscenity, with no suggestiveness or double entendre such as disfigures our music hall compositions. And it served its turn. The shantyman who could surprise a laugh from the crowd on the rope made the work lighter. Here at last was a set of shanties that had not been subjected to the blue penciling that Stan seemed to regret so much. The fact is that Long John Silver's dirty shanty manuscript was completed and sent to Gershon Legman 5 years before Stan published Chanties from the Seven Seas. Although he insisted that Legman use his pseudonym and be worried about sending the collection through the post, which might lead to troubles related to British obscenity laws of the time, Stan obviously cared a great deal about preserving these versions of the shanties he learned and no doubt sang while sailing around the world. He wrote in his introduction, quote, I have endeavored to come nearer to the original than other writers, unquote. Let's see how close he came. "33 of the shanties that are in Chanties from the Seven Seas were in the lost manuscript that Stan sent to Legman. He also included fragments and floating verses and other oddments, such as this little hand-over-hand song. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. What makes me fart, I don't know. Here is a list of songs that are in Chanties from the Seven Seas for which Stan provided dirty versions. I wish I had the time to share even a third of what is in the manuscript, but alas, I must be brief. However, you will find for sale on the merch table in the big tent down by the river a new recording by Salty Dick, which contains a round dozen of these shanties in all their original glory. I've selected 5 shanties today that Stan camouflaged significantly for his book to give you an idea of how the young men on those long-ago windbags lightened their labors. I must warn you, sincerely, that the lyrics and quotes you'll be hearing are truly obscene, and there are racial slurs in many of them, which were acceptable in the 1950s but are taboo today. Now's your chance to leave. We will start with the very popular Whoop Jamboree, which Stan titled with true sailor frankness, Ginny, Keep Your Asshole Warm. In Chanties from the Seven Seas, Hugill gives the title of this heaving shanty as Jamboree, with 2 alternatives. Ginny, keep your ringtail warm. Ginny, get your oat cake done. Where the whoop came from, I don't know, because as you'll see, that word was not part of either the clean or the dirty version that Stan put together. Hugill says that this song was, quote, very difficult to camouflage. It is one of the shanties that upset the theory that unprintable words were kept solely for the solos. The choruses were always above board, or words to that effect, given by many collections, since the final and noisiest line of this shanty's chorus is unprintable. Many of my verses I had from a certain Mr. Jones, a Welsh mate who had served in many sailing ships. The last line of each verse, too, had an unprintable line. Let's look at the blue penciling that Stan did on this one. So here is the clean, grand chorus that was published in Hugill's book under the title Jamboree. In the lost manuscript, the dirty version, titled Ginny Keep Your Asshole Warm, has this chorus. Oh jamboree, I, a big pricked black man, sheeted home behind. Oh jamboree, Ginny, keep your asshole warm. And now you know what the unprintable last line of each verse is. Times being what they are today, for my recording, I did some blue penciling of my own, changing big pricked black man to big pricked sailor man. In Hugill's day, there were no qualms about making use of racist stereotypes of black men. Some of the other versions Hugill published include lines such as, oh, you long-tailed black man, poke it up behind, and get away, you black man, don't you come a-close to me. But now, please join me in a rendition of the recovered Ginny Keep Your Asshole Warm. I will put the camouflaged lyrics up on the screen and we'll sing the authentic lyrics. So the blue penciled words are the ones that changed. Now me lads, be of good cheer, for the Irish land will soon draw near. In a few days more we'll sight Cape Clear. Oh Ginny, keep your asshole warm. Oh now, me boys, we're off Holyhead. No more we'll cast our dipsy lead, and soon we'll lie in a fucking feather bed. Oh Ginny, keep your asshole warm. Oh jamboree, you big prick black man, sheeted home behind. Oh jamboree, oh Ginny, keep your asshole warm. Now the bar-ship is in sight, and soon we'll be off the old Rock Light, and I'll be up your flute tonight. Oh Ginny, keep your asshole warm. And now we're hauling through the dock, all the pretty young girls on the pier had to flock. And there's my Ginny, oh she's hungry for the cock. Oh Ginny, keep your asshole warm. Oh jamboree, you big prick black man, sheeted home behind. Oh jamboree, oh Ginny, keep your asshole warm. Now we're tied up to the pier, it's go below, and so your musty gear, and I'll soon be 2 blocks up, ya my dear. Oh Ginny, keep your asshole warm. Now I'm safely on the shore, and I don't give a fuck how the winds do roar. I'll drop me anchor and I'll go to sea no more. Oh Ginny, keep your asshole warm. Oh jamboree, you big prick black man, sheeted home behind. Oh jamboree, oh Ginny, keep your asshole warm. Now I've had 2 weeks ashore, I'll pack my bag and go to sea once more, and I'll bid goodbye to my Liverpool whore. Oh Ginny, keep your asshole warm. Oh jamboree, oh you big prick black man, sheeted home behind. Oh jamboree, oh Ginny, keep your asshole warm. Sounded pretty good. Now you may wonder why a horny sailorman was singing about anal sex rather than vaginal. Well, the surprising answer to that question is coming up soon. But first, let's take a look at this well-known capstan shanty. In Shanties from the Seven Seas, Hugill introduces this shanty with this paragraph. And now we come to a shanty usually spoken of in hushed tones by collectors. I don't know why, but many other shanties were just as obscene and even worse. This is the notorious Hog-Eye Man, which is supposed to rank with Abel Brown the Sailor in infamy. Terry devotes several paragraphs trying to explain why it wasn't decent, and what the hidden meaning of the term hog-eye was in the minds of dirty old sailors, but with all his verbosity and hinting, he doesn't explain a thing. As a matter of fact, Wall gives an explanation of the word without any obscene entanglements. He plainly states that it was a type of barge. I rather think Terry got his words mixed. He was thinking of dead-eye and not hog-eye, the former having both a nautical and an obscene significance. Anus. Nevertheless, the solo parts were indecent, and a large amount of camouflaging was necessary before this song could be made public. This is another instance where modern sensibilities balk not at sexual terms, but at racial ones. In his book, Hugill gives the chorus thus: "And a hog-eye, railroad nigger with his hog-eye, row the boat ashore with her hog-eye, oh, she wants the hog-eye man." But curiously, in the Lost collection, the chorus goes, "Oh, hog-eye, oh, row the boat ashore for her hog-eye, row the boat ashore for her hog-eye, oh, she wants the hog-eye man." Nothing objectionable at all in that chorus, but wait till we get to the verses. So, same protocol here. This is the clean version, and the blue words are the ones that got changed. And we're going to sing. Oh, the hog-eye man is a man for me, with a prick from here to Tennessee. Oh, hog-eye, oh, row the boat ashore for her hog-eye, row the boat ashore for her hog-eye, oh, she wants the hog-eye man. Oh, Jenny's in the garden a-picking peas, and the hair of her snatch hanging down to her knees. Oh, hog-eye, oh, row the boat ashore for her hog-eye, row the boat ashore for her hog-eye, oh, she wants the hog-eye man. Oh, who's been here since I've been gone? A big bog nigger with a hard on. Oh, hog-eye, oh, row the boat ashore for her hog-eye, row the boat ashore for her hog-eye, oh, she wants the hog-eye man. If I catch him here with me Ginny anymore, I'll tattoo his dusters and he won't fuck anymore. Oh, hog-eye, oh, row the boat ashore with her hog-eye, row the boat ashore for her hog-eye, oh, she wants the hog-eye man. There are several verses in the dirty version that apparently Hugill didn't even try to camouflage. They have no equivalent in shanties from the Seven Seas. A couple of examples. Soon he had her like a schooner on the rock. She was a little maid who had never seen a cock. And his bowsprit was hard, his bowsprit was long. He tickled her innards while he sang this little song. There are also a few verses that describe sexual assault, and those I will not share. Next up is a shanty that Hugill believed was quite old, Cheerly Man. His introduction reads, "Cheerly Man, a halyard shanty, is only just faintly removed from singing out and is probably the most primitive and one of the oldest of all these heaving and hauling songs of the sea. It was obscene to a degree, and most versions have had to be camouflaged. Although C.F. Smith points out that the very fact that it was sung in passenger-carrying ships proves without doubt that it had clean words, since indecent chanting was taboo aboard passenger sailing vessels. Every verse in this song has blue penciling. Here's just a sample, because Hugill gives 11 verses. Oh, Nancy Dawson, yo, Cheerly Man. She's got no drawers on, yo, Cheerly Man. And like said, head on, yo, Cheerly Man. Oh, Holly, yo, Cheerly Man. Oh, Sally Racket, yo, Cheerly Man. Who'd like to shag it, yo, Cheerly Man. And get a packet, yo, Cheerly Man. Oh, Holly, yo, Cheerly Man. Oh, Floor Banana, yo, Cheerly Man. She likes a banana, yo, Cheerly Man. Stuck up her vagina, yo, Cheerly Man. Oh, Holly, yo, Cheerly Man. Oh, Widow Skinner, yo, Cheerly Man. Likes cock for dinner, yo, Cheerly Man. Long, thick, or thinner, yo, cheerly man, oh holly I-oh, cheerly man, oh Mrs. Ducket I-oh, cheerly man, shits in a bucket I-oh, cheerly man, who'd like to fuck it I-oh, cheerly man, oh holly I-oh, cheerly man, and so on and so on. Hugill notes that the author of 2 Years Before the Mast, Richard Henry Dana, quote, in the 1830s aboard the brig Pilgrim often joined in the singing of Cheerly Man, unquote. One does therefore wonder, what lyrics did the Pilgrim's shantymen sing? Our next shanty is the saltpeter shanty, named for the nitrates in the form of seabird guano carried back to Europe from South America. Stan writes, the shanty I have named Saltpeter Shanty was a great favorite with crews of ships in the saltpeter and guano trades of the west coast of South America. It is one of 4 shanties rarely heard in other trades, the other 3 being Rollicky Randy Dandio, Serafina, and the Girls of Chile. They have rarely found their way into print owing to the difficulty in camouflaging them. They were all obscene to a degree, even the refrains and choruses being extremely bawdy. I had this one from Spike Sennett, an old sailing ship AB. It was used at the capstan. And here's how Stan applied camo to this song. The filth is entirely in the chorus and in the refrains. Here's the first verse and chorus of the clean version. The dirty version goes, to old Callio we're bound away, asshole. To old Callio we are bound away, asshole. We're bound away from Liverpool Bay. Oh, them putas at Chile will grab all our pay. Asshole, slap her ass, ram it 2 blocks up her asshole. The first and second verses had almost no blue penciling. The Spanish word putas, which translates to whores, stayed in, while in the verse 2, the word pimp was changed to crimp. Hugill didn't try to camouflage the third original verse, he just left it out, as he did with the not-so-bad 5th verse. And they go, old madam, the judge stands her tarts in a row, asshole. Oh, madam, the judge stands her tarts in a row, asshole. They're a-powdering their fannies, they're scenting their holes, awaiting us jackshites to flush out their holes. Asshole, slap her ass, ram it 2 blocks up her asshole. Them putas of Chile, oh, they're hard to be, asshole. Them putas of Chile, oh, they're hard to be, asshole. With a blow-through and a rumper and a skin full of wine, but them bastards is poxing us all of the time. Asshole, slap her ass, ram it 2 blocks up her asshole. Interestingly, Hugill didn't change the word bastards in this verse, but he did change poxing to robbing. Venereal disease was a taboo subject in the 1950s. Now the Brits in the audience, any Brits in the audience? The Brits in the audience will know that in this song the word fannies doesn't mean what we Yanks think. It refers to the front rather than the back of a woman's pelvic area. Legman, an American, included extensive notes for this shanty, which were no doubt furnished by Stan, describing the vernacular terms such as 2 blocks, tight together like the sheaves of a pulley block. Jackshite, a British sailor. Blow-through, an act of intercourse, not oral. Rumper, rompir el culo, anal intercourse preferred by sailors even with women in the belief that it reduced the danger of venereal disease. Poxing, infecting venereally. So that is a little bit of new history there. As I was going through the manuscripts, I was starting to realize so many of them deal with anal sex. And when I found that note, that's why. The next shanty is obscure. It's been rarely collected, printed, sung, or recorded, but it's an excellent example of Stan's careful camouflaging and, in its authentic version, a real banger, as the current expression goes. It's an outward bound capstan shanty, which he learned in 1926 from Mike O'Rourke, who was, quote, a fine old Irish seaman who had spent much time in the WCSA trade. That is, in Liverpool Cape Horners, which traded to the ports of Peru and Chile to load guano and nitrates, unquote. Stan's intro to the song in Shanties from the Seven Seas begins, quote, another shanty singing of Jack's amours is the one which I will call the Gals of Chile, unquote. He does provide an alternative title, To Me Hevo Hanger Hivo. Now, Stan doesn't say if this alternative title is one he made up, but when you've seen the authentic, unexpurgated version, you'll realize that that title has nothing to do whatsoever with the shanty, so it's likely that he did make it up. Stan goes on to say, quote, both the verses and refrains I have had to alter to make the song printable. Sailors abused foreign lingos no end. It was quite a pastime in the old days, and the original refrains of this shanty were nothing more than bawdy alterations of Spanish phrases. I think the reason it is rarely found in print is not because it only circulated among seamen in certain trades, as some believe, but because of the difficulty of camouflaging it. I've come to like this shanty a lot. It has a kind of freshness, since it's rarely heard, and the authentic lyrics have a certain charm and, dare I say, poetry to them. Stan published all the verses that appear in the lost manuscript, cleaned up, of course, so we can clearly see how he plied his blue pencil in cleaning it up. And, having access to the original, you can appreciate his skill with the rhyme. He preserved all of the rhymes while applying the camouflage. So you may not be familiar with this, but I'm going to sing all the verses, and hopefully you'll come around to it and tail on. Well, not tail on. You'll heave on the bars with me and get the angle. To Chile's coast we are bound away, to me R.C. ho bungalero. To Chile's coast we are bound away, we'll shag and all drink pisco. To Chile's coast we are bound away, where them little Spanish gals hawk their tripe all day. To me R.C. bungalero, sing ole for a two-way whore. And when we get to Vallejo, to me R.C. ho bungalero. And when we get to Vallejo, we'll shag and all drink pisco. They'll grab you around the middle and they won't let go, to the Casa de Puta with a roll and go. To me R.C. bungalero, sing ole for a two-way whore. Them gals of Chile, they are to beat, to me R.C. ho bungalero. Them gals of Chile, they are to beat, and we'll shag and all drink pisco. They shag like a hen when a cock it meets, or rumper la cola is a sailor's treat. To me R.C. bungalero, sing ole for a two-way whore. My trim little packet is a very smart craft, to me R.C. ho bungalero. My trim little packet is a very smart craft, we'll shag and all drink pisco. You can have your choice of a hole or a crack, a peso up the front and twofer up the back. To me R.C. bungalero, sing ole for a two-way whore. Them senoritas are smart and gay, to me R.C. ho bungalero. Them senoritas are smart and gay, we'll shag and all drink pisco. They'll drink and shag till the break of day, then pitch you out like a bale of hay. To me R.C. bungalero, sing ole for a two-way whore. Rosita, Anna, and Carmen too, to me R.C. ho bungalero. Rosita, Anna, and Carmen too, and we'll shag and all drink pisco. They'll greet you with a hullabaloo, then they'll drop their drawers for a nice buckaroo. To me R.C. bungalero, sing ole for a two-way whore. Them senoritas, as we know well, to me R.C. ho bungalero. Them senoritas, as we know well, will shag and all drink pisco. They're red-hot devils from the other side of hell. Keep your hand on your money when you fuck a chili bell. To me R.C. bungalero, sing ole for a two-way whore. When the time comes for to say farewell, to me R.C. ho bungalero. The time comes for to say farewell, we'll shag and all drink pisco. Goodbye to the gals and the money as well, with a dose of the pox from old Corinel. To me R.C. bungalero, sing ole for a two-way whore. Hugill provided a note to Legman about the term rumper la cola. The rumperculo phrase, arsebreaker, referring to anal intercourse, also exists in Italian. And then he goes on to cite a book from the 1750s with that expression in it. So that was Stan, quite well read. But in another part of the manuscript, Stan is more coy, stating, quote, rumper la cola, popular with seamen in South America trading ships, signifying sodomy. One specific line in the song is an example of how even a filthy shanty can illuminate sailor history. Given that seamen preferred anal intercourse with prostitutes, thinking they were less likely to be poxed, it's clear from the couplet, you can have your choice of a hole or a crack, a peso up the front and two for up the back, that the working women of Valparaiso, at least, had a good grasp of the law of supply and demand. Well, Stan Hugill thought that he had ensured that his collection of bawdy chanties would be published back in the late 1950s. He had sent Gershon Legman his sailing ship shanties manuscript with careful notes and even a pseudonym in the expectation that Legman's monumental work of bawdy verse, song, and lore, the ballad, would preserve the authentic lyrics that Hugill so clearly felt were important. Hugill was so certain that the ballad would be published that he explicitly requested that Legman wait to put it out until Shanties from the Seven Seas came out in 1961, so that the unique shanties Hugill had collected wouldn't be scooped. Ultimately, the ballad never appeared, and Hugill never reclaimed his manuscript of Bawdy Chanteys from Legman. Hugill died in 1992, and Legman in 1999, but there isn't any evidence of further collaboration between the two men after the 1960s. Perhaps it's because Hugill's book was a success, and his career as an author and performer took off following its publication. Apparently, Hugill didn't keep a copy of his manuscript, which is what led to the eventual mystery of its whereabouts. Now, the mystery is solved, thanks to Dr. Jessica Floyd. Anyone can access the Legman archive at the Kinsey Institute. Dr. Floyd, in her book, gives the lyrics of 24 of the Bawdy Chanteys. Salty Dick will be posting on his website the lyrics and notes to 12 of Hugill's shanties, as well as those of 11 others. You can come to the Bawdy Song Session tomorrow night at the Corinthian Yacht Club and no doubt hear some of these songs. But that is all the time I have. So thank you very much.